Episode 137, The Client Show. In today's episode, I'm going to share my workflow and the tools that I use for managing my local freelance business, Murphy Concierge. And you are listening to episode number 137 of Mike Murphy Unplugged. Learn, create, move forward. I am your host, Mike Murphy. I'm a one-man band. I'm a technology junkie. I love helping people figure things out. And I am really excited to be here with you today. The goal of Mike Murphy Unplugged, it is to help you learn what you need to know in order to create online content so you can move forward in business and in life. This episode 137 is about my CRM workflow for Murphy Concierge, otherwise known as Client Resource Management. Today is an update to episode number 87, the Client Workflow Show that I did in May of 2017. My business has changed a bit. I have different processes in place, so today I'm going to share how I manage and organize new jobs and clients. Client Resource Management. In today's show, what is Murphy Concierge? Who are my clients and target demographic? How do I keep track of client information? How do I schedule and manage the calendar? And how do I organize projects and jobs? And finally, how do I invoice and collect payment? So let's get into this episode number 137, The Client Show. What is Murphy Concierge? This is my tech-handyman business, where I help local residents and businesses in Old Naples, Florida, with their digital devices, such as iPhones, iPads, Macs, Wi-Fi, printers, and all things online, such as social media channels, content creation, web, graphic design, etc. You know those 400 plus tutorials that I have on YouTube? All of that stuff is what I do for Murphy Concierge. But the majority is fixing issues and teaching people how to get the most out of their iOS and Mac devices, as that is the center of most people's digital worlds. My goal for Murphy Concierge is to be a reliable go-to person for the person who is stuck or having tech issues or wants to learn to do something, and to give them a hotline number for them to reach me, and I can either fix it remotely or hop on my Vespa or my cruiser bike and take care of their issue. I am a problem solver, a fixer, an educator, and Murphy Concierge is a combination of all three. And it is simply an extension of the brand and the business that I am building online. Only I get to meet people face to face. So who are my clients and target demographics? And this matters because the tools and how you manage and communicate with your clients needs to be as easy and convenient for them and make sense for your business. My clients for Murphy Concierge are broken down into two segments. The majority of my clients are retirees over the age of 65, and the other group are small professional businesses who I help with their content strategy and marketing and tech-related issues. Many of my clients still use landlines, and many also have those prepaid cell phones that their kids brought them just for emergencies, but they're never going to take them out of the drawer if they don't have to. Those long-distance charges can be brutal, you know. There are a lot of companies who are using Slack and Slack channels to communicate with each other, and WhatsApp and Messenger to communicate with their clients. These tools would be a disaster for my business. I have a few clients who don't even text message or email, so none of these fancy communication tools are going to work, even if I find them helpful. Now, my business clients are a little more advanced, but the reason they hire me typically is they either want to be brought up to speed and be relevant online, or they are a little tech challenged and have no interest in learning my system or workflow or cool tools. This concept to me is a very important consideration with everything we do online as content creators. The same thoughtfulness of who your target audience is should always play a major role in every decision you make for your business and brand. Do a self-audit. Look at your colors, fonts, graphics, the tone of your podcast, the music, the articles you write, videos you make. Do they consistently represent you and your brand and speak to your clients and your target listeners or viewers? Be yourself and be genuine, but you always have to be intentional and considerate of your audience or clients at all times. So how do I keep track of client information? My business must be able to operate 100% on my iPhone, so every tool that I use is cloud-based, meaning if I am looking at my MacBook, my iPad, or my iPhone, I can access and manage all of my clients. G Suite, formerly Google Apps for Business, is the hub for everything I do, mainly because Google Calendar is my lifeline and most important part of running my business. But the entire G Suite is worth its weight of gold, and I would say that is one of my primary tools for managing client information. Google Drive, which is similar to Dropbox or iCloud. This is where I store all of the branding and documents and files and anything I may be working on for clients. In fact, I am about 100% of everything I do is in Google Drive at this point, so I can access it from anywhere. Every client that is a freelance client where I'm making something for them, some type of project, gets a folder inside of Google Drive labeled by their last name. Inside of their folders, I organize those by year. So every project that I worked on in 2017, 2018, and so on. Any emails back and forth with attachments, notes, whatever, they always go into that client folder. I can access all of these, every digital file for all of my clients right from my iPhone. I do not have to remember to bring my portable hard drive or even take my computer to most jobs. Nice. By the way, are you starting to realize just how powerful and important your mobile devices have become? Okay, Gmail, critical to client management, as I have my entire address book in Gmail, and I always like to send my contact information for every new client and also appointment confirmations. Email is a great tool for keeping history of any type of correspondence you have, any appointments, timelines. Gmail is my filing cabinet for nearly everything and every client. So even if a client calls me to set up a job, I always send an email as a form of documenting the transaction. It just keeps a date track of it. Creating the paper trail is important. It may even protect you one day. Next, how do I schedule and manage the calendar? I pride myself on being reliable and dependable, and that means that I rely on my calendar. And for me, there is no substitute for Google Calendar. It just works. It also integrates with so many different tools. I have all of my appointments come up wherever I am. I also set up reminders every morning, and I also get a reminder 30 minutes before any scheduled event. This is automatic anytime I put anything on my Google Calendar. I'm not going to lie. I am petrified of ever missing an appointment, and it does not take long for people to realize that I am never late. But the busier I get and the thinner that I spread myself with all the things I'm trying to do, it can be really easy to mess up and forget to put something on the calendar, which makes it absolutely crucial to develop a foolproof client management system that has checks and balances. Okay, side tip / warning. Now, most of the people that I help are very confused about iCloud, and they really have no idea what calendar or what contact list they're using. They just know that they put it on their phone and it goes somewhere. When you put a calendar event on your phone or a new contact, is it going to Google or is it going to iCloud? Sure, it might show up on your Google Calendar or vice versa, but you really need to spend time and learn your own system. The easiest way to do this is simply open up all the devices and put them right in front of you. Put an event on one calendar and watch the other two. Delete one from the other and watch how it does. Just follow the system and just know, are they going on iCloud? Are they going on Google Calendar? It's okay if they're mixed as long as you know how the flow works. This is actually one of the things that I fix the most for people, and it makes them the happiest. When all of their contacts and calendars and mail and to-dos are all working and in perfect sync, it feels so good. And if you are a business, it is going to keep you on time and trustworthy. Okay, here is a typical scheduling process. As soon as I book a new job, I immediately grab my phone and say, "Hey Siri, add so-and-so to my calendar at noon on the 27th. I then create a reminder the exact same way. Checks and balances. My calendar and reminders ding to the point where it drives me crazy, but I want that for client work. And while on the phone, I gather all their vital information. Phone, email, address, their problem, etc. I put all that in the email, and I also copy paste that and put it in the calendar event notes, just so I don't get lost while I'm traveling to a job, or I can just glance on the calendar and know exactly what's up. I don't have to go search mail and looking for the basic information. Now, my contacts or address book, a little tricky. I do have all of them in Gmail, but I also use Apple iCloud contacts as my main address book. And every couple of months, I sync it with Gmail. So I do have contacts in both places, which is a little confusing and not super efficient. I prefer iCloud, and I tell my clients to use iCloud only because I'm usually on my phone. It works great. And if I ever got a new phone, iCloud backup is the ticket. I do not use iCloud Calendar or Mail, but I do use reminders, notes, and contacts. All in all, my entire client management system is incredibly simple and bare bones. I'm happy with it. The one area that I'm not super happy with and I'm trying to fix and simplify is my to-dos, notes, and reminders. I was very hesitant because I was not looking to introduce a new tool to my arsenal. However, I am in the trial version of a program called Things 3. This is a Mac-only app, and I must say, so far, I'm quite impressed. It is simple, it does everything I need, and nothing more. It doesn't get in your way, it integrates with everything. It's not cheap. It comes about $79 for the Mac version, the iPhone app, and the iPad app. But I have to tell you, Things 3 seems to be different than every other productivity tool I use, and I think it's because it's so bare-boned, it just works, and it integrates with everything. And some of you might be wondering, why aren't you using Evernote for this? Well, I am still using and loving Evernote, but it is more of my hub for resources, long-term ideas, and curation. I have tried to use it as my task and to-do manager, and it just does not work for me. The simpler, the better. So how do I organize my projects and jobs for freelancing? Well, I organize them by using the tools mentioned above, and it is my calendar, tasks, to-dos, and reminders that keep me organized the most, so I want to make sure that system is really dialed in. I have been training myself to the point where it is a habit, where I put everything on the calendar now or in reminders. I'm trying not to have to rely on my memory for anything that I do. I would say the core system of my organization is Gmail, calendar, reminders, and the to-do list that I currently make in Notes, and we'll see if it goes to Things 3. I also keep an old school clipboard right next to my desk that really makes it simple to see what I have to do for the day. My system right now, again, is very basic, but it's all the things that I know that I can access on my phone. I feel on top of what I'm doing for the most part. There is some tweaking that I need to do. I'm hoping things will make up for that. I'll revisit in a few months when Murphy Concierge really starts to get booming, but for now, I'm keeping things very, very streamlined. And last, but definitely not least, how do I invoice and collect payments? Well, that is easy. I use FreshBooks. It is my financial center, and it is a keeper. I love it, and so do my clients. I started this episode by talking about having tools that accommodate your clients, that they can handle. Well, nothing is more important than having an easy way to get paid. Now, my landline clients, of course, they're still writing checks with their quill pen. But normally, I send an invoice via email, and they all comment how easy it was. And it's usually, wow, that was really easy. FreshBooks, it is $25 per month. It is also where I keep track of all of my expenses, all of my accounting stuff. FreshBooks has a ton of features. They're always adding things for freelancers and small businesses in mind. And they also have incredible customer service. I absolutely love FreshBooks. They are extremely friendly, extremely helpful, and they even answer the phone when you call. MikeMurphy.co/FreshBooks. It's one word, FreshBooks, if you want a free trial. Awesome company, awesome service, and it is an invaluable tool to running my business. Make it easy for your clients to reach you and pay you. Very big part of running a successful business. And that is a good time to wrap up episode 137, The Client Show. So at the beginning of this episode, I asked you, have you noticed just how important and how dependable you've become on your mobile devices, and how important it is to be able to access everything from all devices? True story. After writing today's script, I then went to a client's house that I've now been to a few times. And the first thing my client said on this visit was, you know what I find amazing about you? You're my tech guru, yet you don't have a computer with you. You don't have an iPad. Heck, you don't even have a bag to carry anything. And I just smiled and said, everything I need is on this device in my front pocket. Case in point. So the quick overview. G Suite, or Google Apps for Work, is the hub for all of my client resource management. It is where I put all of my project work, documents, calendar, Gmail, you name it. And I use Gmail, my email program, as a note taker. I keep track of all correspondence in Gmail. For many projects, I like to spell everything out for them in the email, send them, not only so they know what to expect, but it keeps a track of everything. There's nothing better than Gmail search, so anything that I put in an email, I know I can find with a simple search. Google Calendar is the most important piece of my client management system, and the busier I get, the more scatterbrained I get, so the more stuff I'm putting on my calendar. If it's on my calendar, I will get it done. Bottom line, Murphy Concierge is based around me being trustworthy and reliable and dependable, and that means being available to clients and showing up on time and knowing what they need. That is the basis of client management. I rely on simple tools to help me keep on track. And I can say that my number one hack is whenever I commit to anything, it doesn't matter if it's a haircut, going to coffee, I now tell Siri automatically to put it on my calendar, and it will create a reminder for me and put it on the calendar. And the first thing I do every morning, I wake up and I ask Alexa what is on my calendar for the day. So if you're just starting out in freelance or if you're doing client work, the main thing is to make it easy for your clients to contact you and use tools that they can know and understand. Show up when you say you will and make it incredibly easy to get paid with tools like FreshBooks. And that is how I manage my client workflow. If there is anything I can help you with, if you have comments, feedback, something you're working on that you need help with, I would love to hear from you. You can always email me at mike@mikemurphy.co. And also, I am doing Ask Mike Murphy live on Monday nights at 9 p.m. So just head to mikemurphy.co/live. It will direct you to my live stream. Stop by, ask me anything. And you can find the show notes for today's episode at mikemurphy.co/EP137. I thank you for joining me today. I hope you join my one-man band, and together we can learn, create, and move forward. Cheers.